Hey, everybody. So, you get to see me this time. What I'm going to do today is give you some last minute thoughts on outline formatting for your first speech and talk about the importance of details. And then I'm going to try to give you a example of my least favorite place speech, and hopefully it'll make sense. I want to ask everybody for their forgiveness ahead of time because I won't be able to stand up because I'm disabled. But hopefully, you'll understand about how one of these speeches sounds from my vocal intonation. So, without further ado, this is the outline that I want everybody's outline to look like. If your outline looks like that, when you turn it into me, you're going to be golden. If you're missing anything, you're probably going to be in some trouble. So, what are the most common things that people forget? Well, the first thing is your name. I don't know why, but some people seem to think they don't need to put their name or the assignment title or the date on their papers anymore. And I do expect you to have that on your outlines. Next is the title or the specific purpose statement, which will be underneath the title of your presentation. The specific purpose statement, again, is one sentence that helps explain to the audience for yourself what you're doing. It's not something you're going to say out loud, it's just so that you know what your job is. Next, the preview and the review statements. Again, the preview is that one sentence that is the last sentence in the introduction, and your review statement is the first sentence in your conclusion. And both of their jobs is to provide the verbal roadmap. The preview's job is to tell us where we're going, the review's job is to tell us where we've been. So that's something that's oftentimes forgotten. The transitional sentences sometimes are forgotten as well. So don't forget those transitional sentences between the introduction and main point one and main point two and three in the conclusion. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying this. Details matter. More people lose what I call silly points by simply not following directions and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, as long as your outline looks like slide 2 in this presentation, you're going to be great. But if you're missing stuff, and it's going to be worth more points the farther we get into the class, it's going to be extremely important for you to make sure you've got everything that you need. Okay? So the next question is, what does this topic, sound like? Well, I'm going to try my best and excuse my rustiness because I am switching the topic for speech one from what I've done for the last 2.5 years. So I'm working with a brand new outline that I've developed, and hopefully this will make some sense to you and how it works. So I'm going to move my little my note card over here so I can take a look at it from time to time, but I'm going to do my best to keep eye contact with the camera, because it's not always easy, but we're going to give it a go, okay? All right. Yeah, even I do that. Have you ever been excited about going somewhere only to feel like you got played when you got there? I mean, everyone told me that, man, you got to check out Texas because everything's really big. Well, that's true. Fort Worth, Texas was a big disappointment. I mean, from the tornado warnings to the citywide search for Mountain Dew and nothing exciting to see or do, Fort Worth still remains my least favorite place. Now, I had no idea what Texas was going to be like, but it definitely started with a boom. When my group and I arrived at the Ramada Inn, we were pleasantly surprised to find out that we were in the middle of a tornado warning. Now, I don't know about you, but in the Northwest, we don't normally deal with tornadoes. So this was kind of a new experience. So as we approached the front desk and met this really nice gal with big Texas hair, She looked at us and said, "Hi, welcome to the Fort Worth Ramada Inn. We're so glad that you're here. Now, we're kind of having a little tornado trouble, so in case you hear an alarm go off in the hotel, what we're going to need you to do is grab your mattress, drag it into the bathroom, hop in the tub, and then cover yourself with the mattress." What? My students and I kind of stood there with this perplexed look on our face, but we checked in and came to find out that our rooms were on the seventh floor. So if something was going to fly in the air and get to us, we were definitely going to be a target. So we got into my room because my room was the only one that was ready. And Jeff, one of my students, wanted to watch the Weather Channel. So he turns on the Weather Channel and we're watching the storm as they're talking about it. And next thing I know, Jeff's now out on my patio screaming for Mother Nature to bring it MFing on. Are you serious? Really? I quickly went outside, grabbed him by the scruff of his hoodie, brought him back inside, sat him down on my bed, pointed at the television set, and said, "If you really want to see us die, we're going to do it on TV. Shut your mouth." At this point, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm stressed out, and I wanted something to drink. And even though it's 5 o'clock somewhere, alcohol is not appropriate, I just simply wanted a Mountain Dew. So I grabbed my dollar out of my wallet and I went in search of a pop machine. Come to find out, in the entire hotel, there was pop machines on every floor, but no Mountain Dew. So I thought, okay, I'll go to the corner store that I saw. No Mountain Dew. By this point, I'm thinking if I have to be in this town for 10 days without Mountain Dew, at which point I had a 6 can a day habit, ooh, it's going to be bad. So I told everybody to get their coats because we were going to go to the store. So we go off to the store. 2 grocery stores later, no Mountain Dew. I'm starting to think that there's kind of like a right wing conspiracy to make sure that I'm going to have a miserable week. But then I looked across the street from the parking lot where our van was, and I saw a little Mexican grocery store that had a hot food case. And of course, by this time, it's now lunch. So I thought, okay, let's go grab some burritos and we'll head back to the hotel. So while my students were off ordering food, and I asked them to order me a carne asada burrito, I decided to take a chance and go to the beverage aisle. And lo and behold, as if light was shining behind the case, there were 2 cases of Mountain Dew. Oh my God, I just about cried. I quickly ran to the front of the store, grabbed a cart, put those things in there, and then I quickly ran, checked out, put them in the van, and by this time my students came back with food. So here I am with a warm can of Mountain Dew and a carne asada burrito, and I got to tell you, I was one of the most happiest people on the planet. So now that I've had my Mountain Dew search resolved, I've had a carne asada burrito. Hmm, what's this town got to offer? Absolutely nothing. I spent 10 days in Fort Worth, Texas, and I was bored to tears. There really wasn't a lot to go look at. Uh, the stockyards were probably the most exciting thing, but the stockyards equal cows. And every day at noon, they do a cattle drive. And while that's great, I could go to Tillamook and see cows. I travel all this way for some exciting new things to look at, and I see cows. Mm, it really sucked. And then to top it all off, the very last night we're there, I'm trying to get some sleep before we had to get out of the hotel around 4 in the morning to go to the airport to catch our flight. And my 2 girls across the hallway come over and she bangs on my door. And they're like, "You gotta come here, you gotta come here." And so in my sleepy state, they drag me across the hallway. And their room faced the rail yard. So talk about scenery. Uh-uh. So here we are. I'm heading out toward their balcony, and then they say to get down. So I'm sitting there holding onto the railing of this balcony, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And then I heard moaning and groaning and, oh, baby. And I'm thinking, what in the hell? And as I am getting to the term the hell, my students pull me up by my armpits and we look over the balcony. And, well, I'm not going to go any farther than that. Let's just say America's oldest profession. Yeah, it was going. God, I need a drink. 2 in the morning. Is it too early for a beer? Now, we did survive the tornado warning, and I had my Mountain Dew, and there were a couple of adventures. So it didn't totally suck, but the best part was that my debate team won 2 national championships that week. So, okay, it wasn't a complete loss. I'm not sure though if I'm willing to give Texas another shot, but I've always wanted to visit Austin and San Antonio. Well, maybe I'll still give it a shot. All I know is I am never returning to Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, y'all, that's my speech. And hopefully that gave you a little bit of an idea of what this sounds like. Now, again, I'm not expecting perfection. This is an icebreaker speech. This is a speech that is designed to kind of get you up in front of the camera, get you used to being inside our little tiny box here, and just telling us a story. That's the big thing. Now, your speech can have humor. Your speech can have be a four hanky moment. I'm leaving that completely up to you, everybody. But it is my hope that by hearing me give my presentation, you understand that it's not going to be difficult. Just do the best you can. That's all I can ask of you. Now, if you've been procrastinating, then that's where you and I are going to have issues. But anyway, I hope that this brief video helps you understand some of the problems that people run into putting their outlines together, things that you should make sure you have and double and triple check before you turn it into me, and also understand a little bit about what this speech sounds like. So, with that, I hope you all have a good day. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. You can always get me on Remind. But until then, everybody, take good care of yourselves. Bye.